Okay, so we decided to get the camera out today because we've got a few bikes from our past that have come back to visit us a little bit. We've got two Ducatis and a BMW to talk about, and I'm going to bring in Chris Davis to talk about this. If you guys don't know Chris Davis, he's this kind of mildly good-looking guy that works in the workshop. He's been here for like 100 years. That guy.
Hey, nice shirt.
Hi, yeah, nice shirt. You like this? I even have this great mic right here. Anyway, so let's go talk about these bikes.
Let's talk about Pyro.
Pyro first. She comes back to visit. So this is a Ducati Sport Classic. I don't remember what year it is.
2006.
2006 Sport Classic, which was the monoshock, 2-valve, 1000cc vintage retro motorcycle that really was ahead of its time, because now vintage retro modern is just everyone does it. But Ducati, in my mind, was kind of the first to do it.
Yeah, they did it well, but it wasn't that popular of a bike, if I remember.
They didn't sell a ton of them. Anyway, so
I like the namesake of this bike, Pyro.
Pyro. So this is a good buddy of ours, Shrewsbury, who had it. It was the yellow Sport Classic, and these bikes were known to have reg issues. It was a manufacturing issue, and they caught fire. And this one caught fire, burned the seat, and the plastic, and the whole tail section caught fire. He managed to get the fire out, and then brought it to us and said, "Hey, let's build a custom one."
Yeah, all the wiring was melted too.
Oh, that's right.
He kept having gremlins with the bike and got frustrated and said,
"Let's start over."
Start over.
Everything from here, these welds back, is custom frame, the tail section subframe. We polished and nickel plated this frame. This is when we learned our lesson about nickel plating. How much work it is? Yeah. If you want nickel plating, chrome plating, all these things to work really well, you have to polish the metal. The metal needs to be bare and very, very, like shiny and perfect before you plate, or you're just plating over a bunch of crap. So we've got a full custom aluminum tank with fuel pump inside, full custom aluminum tail and seat, aluminum fenders.
The Supernova LED turn signals, that was like one of the first times we used them.
Yeah, so bing! The Supernova LED turn signals and taillight are embedded into the tail section. One of the first bikes we'd done that with. We still sell them on our website. The custom French Motogadget gauge into the
Chrono Classic gauge into the headlight, and then the LED headlight.
All of that. That's right, it was an LED headlight. We ought to put the vintage secret LED in there.
Yeah, rival secret LED.
Bike's here because it sat for a long time, needs a new battery. General checkup, these tires are now like 8-10 years old.
They're race rain tires, yeah.
They're racing rain tires. They don't make them anymore. It says really big, not for highway use. Custom stainless exhaust. In hindsight, it looks okay. The welds are a little questionable.
And the CNC machine foot pegs, again, because Shrewsbury's so tall.
We upgraded the suspension. I think it's an Öhlins rear shock.
Mm-hmm.
Did we do anything? We polished the front factory.
Those are Öhlins forks.
Those are Öhlins forks. The Scacciati brake master, clutch master. This was a real project. Obviously, a custom revival leather seat, Posh grips.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long reintroduction back to our bike. I still think this bike stands up as one of the coolest bikes we've ever done.
But yeah, we mothballed it 4 years ago, I think. And then now Shrewsbury's ready to start riding it again. So we're just gonna put a battery in it and fresh fluids.
Bunch of cool stuff. The aftermarket steering stabilizer. Anyway, I'm glad it's back. I can't wait to ride it again. It's been a long time. And there's the other bike.
Yeah, the Ducati, the Paul Smart. So the tribute bike that I guess the main reason there was a Sport Classic or GT1000 was Ducati wanted to pay tribute to Paul Smart 25th anniversary.
Factory frame color, factory tank color. but we took this fiberglass tail section and painted it to match the factory colors, along with the factory, or this fairing is all aftermarket as well, the lower anyway.
Upper factory, yeah.
And the lower is a bolt-on piece. The fit is not that great, but nice carbon fiber piece.
But it's a rare collectible bike, and Shrewsbury didn't want us to cut it up. That's what Pyro was for. This was bolt-ons only. So that way it could be turned back to a stock bike because it is collectible and rare.
So we're talking bolt-on exhaust. I think that's a Zard kit. Pretty sure.
Yeah, it is.
We've got a Corvette tail lens, which is a little ridiculous. These $20,000 LED turn signals. So this is before you could find inexpensive, small LED lights. Woolings front suspension, Posh grips.
Same carbon fiber wheels.
And then, you know, a feather duster because, you know,
gotta keep it clean.
Gotta keep it clean so it doesn't get dirty. I think that just got left in there.
Yeah, the big change was the tail section because it's the stock frame, so we didn't cut anything up. But it's about, I don't know, 5 inches narrower than the factory seat. It's dramatically narrower, and it just completely changes the look of the bike. We've actually done that same modification to a handful of other Ducatis because it's such an improvement.
You know, if you guys know the factory Sport Classic, it's this big, fat tail, which the slimmed down version of the Sport Classic, or the Paul Smart, did not look like that. So this alone, just it looks more proportional. Well, Pierre Terreblanche is the guy who designed this bike. He's a famous designer. If you don't know who Terreblanche is, Google it. You need to figure it out. He's the man. I called him and said, man, can you explain why the tail section on the Sport Classics is so fucking fat? And he said, Americans. It's like, really? He goes, Americans, you know, Americans like a big comfy seat, and we couldn't get around it.
And we made it more European.
We made it more Euro. I mean, this is not a small seat. There's plenty of room there. All right, well, there you go.
Cool Ducati.
Cool Ducati, Paul Smart.
That was like a sweet BMW.
And then Beamer.
BMW R90ESQ.
R90ESQ, because it's not really an R90S. It's a full custom bike that looks kind of like a factory BMW, but it's not.
The coolest part is it's the original owner.
That's right.
He bought it new. He rode this bike all through medical school and for years and years, and wanted us to restore it. So we did a resto mod. It's reimagined. Yeah. So it's a R90S style paint job, but in the original colors. And then it has luster mags, modern front forks. Of course, we rebuilt the engine, transmission, final drive, custom exhaust.
Upgraded carbs, Lordos, revival switches.
Got a ton of little details just to clean it up, but it still looks like a BMW Airhead. If
you don't know this bike, go watch the full build bio video that I did. Good day of shooting out by the lake. All right, well, thanks for showing us the bike, Mr. Chris Davis.
Yeah, I'm gonna get back to work.
Thanks, guys. Like, follow, subscribe. Give us some comments. Tell us some stuff. If you like these bikes, you want to hear more, let us know. Now's the time of video where most people ask for money or donations or whatever. I'm not going to ask you for that. What I'm going to say to you is, if you want to see more videos and you want to learn more of what we've learned, and you want to see a deep dive into a lot of these topics, go to our website and buy something. We sell everything from motorcycle gear, helmets, motorcycle parts, specialized tools. We sell lots of things, and they've all taken us years to figure out what the best stuff is, and we figured it out. So go to revivalcycles.com. There's some really good stuff there. Everything from like kick-ass hand grips from Posh to Radiance LED lighting and everything in between. We want to teach you what we know, but this stuff takes time and it takes real effort to make these videos and make them good for you guys. So go support us by helping yourself to the cool stuff you already need. And it helps us because we make a little bit of profit and then we can justify doing more videos. Thanks for your support.